It was very unusual. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Haley. If you're new here, I'm so glad you decided to click on today's video where I'm going to be sharing some of my sophomore year of college tips and tricks, things that I wish I had known when I was starting my sophomore year as a part of my back to college series. Since we are in August, a lot of people are starting school, and so I figured this would be the perfect time to share some more college advice before I just really close the chapter on college. Hopefully you all enjoy this video, and you know, I do have a special request for you at the end of this video. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right on into it. So today I only have 5 different tips to share with you. First, starting with staying connected and involved on campus. For anybody who attends a university like Clemson, where you're required to live basically off campus as soon as you finish your freshman year, there's not enough space for you to be on campus. It is very easy for you to get, in all honesty, into a rut of just going to class when you need to, when you want to, and you feel like it for some, and not going back on campus and really being involved in the organizations that they might have been heavily involved in their freshman year. I know that was something I had to learn through that transition my sophomore year. A lot of it was during the heat of the pandemic. Literally fall 2020 was my sophomore fall, so that gives you any inkling of how my sophomore year went. It was very unusual, but even through that I learned I had to, even though we had virtual organization events, I figured out ways to still be involved on campus as best as I could. Through being involved, I still felt that sense of like community and just being a part of the Clemson community as a whole, outside of just being a student who attends classes at the university. Make an effort to attend those different organization events. I understand sophomore year, your class load and just demand really ramps up, probably more so than it did your freshman year. So you might not be able to attend every single meeting. Sometimes you might have to study for that test versus going to the fun social event. I understand that, but don't neglect it or let it really go to the wayside. Up next is to attend or at least observe if you're not planning to partake in the career fair or any internship fair that your university or school might offer. I know my freshman and sophomore years, I went to the career fairs, and my freshman year I really more so observed, just wanted to see and figure out the lay of the land, see how people conduct themselves, see how it's really just run, because I had never been to a like function or an event like that, obviously being a college freshman. So my sophomore year it was virtual. If you're not really actively looking for an internship, a co-op, or like a full-time position, at least go to observe, dress like you would, print out your resumes like you would. You might be surprised at the networking opportunities that you might encounter. Next is to discuss any of your plans, intentions, or even just interest in anything studying abroad wise, or even taking an internship or doing a co-op, because that can very much impact your course load, your course schedule, how your courses will be laid out throughout the rest of your years at the university. And sometimes they even require you to attend different meetings, interest meetings and things. You don't want to miss out on pursuing those opportunities because you weren't aware that you were supposed to go to a mandatory meeting about, you know, studying abroad and understanding how the program works. Also, a lot of times, I know from some of my other friends who studied abroad, there are certain classes and courses that they told them to avoid taking at Clemson, but to wait and take them when they were studying abroad, just because they would work out better. So it's just very good and wise to let your advisor know if you're interested in those sorts of things. It will also impact the way that they advise you on how to register for classes and what classes you should register for. The next thing is to focus more so and heavily on networking. Again, as I mentioned with the whole observing the career fair, maybe you're not at the stage just yet in your college career to actively be looking for an internship, a co-op, or obviously like a lot of seniors probably would be looking for a full-time position, but still take this time your sophomore year to really start networking within the industry that you're studying and you're majoring in. You already have that network of people that you can reach out to already established. Comes across a lot better if you've already established it maybe a year or two prior versus actively establishing it while you're also trying to look for an opportunity. Before I was going to do my internship last fall, I knew that obviously I was going to be, you know, actively looking for that. And so a whole year prior, I started to really actively update my LinkedIn to be more active on my account, to reach out to different professionals in human resources, because that was the field of study that I was studying in, as well as pursuing a career in after college. Could even do some informational interviews, but just as a baby step, create an account and start actively connecting with people, networking with them. Just getting your professional presence out there is just always very important to do, and the sooner the better. And the last piece of advice, because I'm just going to be sharing 5 today, I don't want to overwhelm you, and these are probably the 5 most key things anyway, is to stay connected and to do things with your friends, because it's going to be, again, kind of the whole staying active on your campus. It's going to be very simple if you all are not living together and not living in the same, you know, complex or community off campus, out of the lack of convenience that you might have had freshman year, which maybe drew you all together. It's going to be very easy to kind of not continue that friendship because because it's no longer convenient. So you have to make the effort, initiative to do things, to reach out, to find ways that you all can still stay connected and to continue to build experiences and make experiences to continue that friendship, because there's definitely some effort that is required and involved in order for you to be an active friend and for your friendship to really blossom and to continue to grow. So keeping that friendship community very strong is important to really start working that muscle sophomore year, because come junior and senior year, it just gets even more tough. How often you're going to be reaching out to your friends, or how often you guys are going to see each other, what things you're going to do. Making that commitment before the school year and the semester starts always just really good, because it gives you like a baseline of something to go back to versus just letting the hustle and bustle of the academics and all your other things you are involved in kind of gets the best of you. So you guys, my camera battery is blinking, but before I go, I do want to answer one question that I did get on Instagram. I did ask you guys to ask me any questions you had related to college, so throughout these different videos, I'm going to be answering just a few of them here or there. And the question that I had, any tips regarding commuting from living off campus, being off campus. For that, I would definitely suggest that you figure out first, are you going to have a meal plan on campus or not? For me, I decided not to. To be honest, not a fan of the dining hall food. I know it's not going to be the best thing ever, but I felt like it would be better if I invested money in buying groceries and making my own lunches. So that's what I did. But if you're going to be having a meal plan, then, you know, investing in that, knowing when you're going to make your lunchtime, like, and go and actually eat. That was another thing a lot of my friends realized their sophomore year after buying a meal plan. They didn't make time to actively go to the dining hall and eat or find times for lunch. So they didn't really get the most out of it. And that was another thing I didn't want to do. You mentioned packing a lunch. I think that's smart. With that, I know there were certain times because of my classes, like if they were kind of back to back to back, I packed a lunch. There were certain times where they were kind of spread apart. So I just meal prepped and would go home and eat and then come back, as you saw last year. So figure out kind of what works for you. This all obviously is depending on your schedule, how far you are from the campus. I know there's times I was about 10 to 15 minutes away, and then there was times that I was about 5 to 8 minutes away. So that will also like impact, of course, you know about the craziness of parking, whether or not, you know, it would be wise to like pack a lunch or not. It's all up to you. Beyond that, I think you're going to do well. Today just must not be my day, so bear with me. I hope you guys found value in this video and also me answering that question here at the end. I think for the next two, I want to try like a new fun summery drink. Let me know in the comments below if that would be something you'd be interested in. But if you do have questions like the one I just answered, also leave those down below in the comments. Like I said before, I hope you guys found value in this video. If you did, please, please, please give it a big thumbs up. Until next time, I will catch you guys on the flip side. Bye guys.